Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Greetings to all you fans and followers of Captain Capitalism. My name is Chad Elkins, your Chicago agent in the field and resident certified public accountant. Now the captain, Mr. Asshole himself, Aaron Clary, has asked me to record this video response for a client of his. Now this young man is a recent college graduate who studied accounting, and he's got a major decision to make, and I'm going to help him make that decision. Now, just some real quick background. As I said, I'm a CPA. I worked for a Big Four public accounting firm, and I also worked in industry, so I have a lot of experience in the field. And currently, I have my own tax preparation practice. You can find that at www.chadelkincpa.com. It's actually a dead link right now because I'm fixing up the website, but if you go to the captain's blog, you'll see my banner there. It'll go to my Facebook page, which has all my information, and you can also check out the tax guide called Elkins Comprehensive Tax Guide that I write with my father, who's also a CPA every year. So go ahead and check those out. So with that out of the way, we're going to get to this man's question. So, he says, Aaron, my name is, we won't say. I just graduated from Jacksonville State University with a BS in accounting, where I earned 120 credit hours at the end of April. JSU is a small regional school with about 10,000 students located in Northeast Alabama. The College of Business is accredited, so my degree is not worthless considering I had all 4 years of tuition paid for via scholarship. Nice. I managed to make decent grades, a 3.88 overall GPA out of the standard 4.0 scale. Wow. I made 5 Bs total, 4 of which came from freshman, sophomore classes, which frankly were bullshit filler classes. Yeah, that's, I think we've all kind of been there. Now, I've been out of school for roughly 2 weeks and I'm already faced with a dilemma, albeit not a bad dilemma to have. I've been offered a staff accountant position at a small accounting firm in small town Alabama. They want to start me off at $32,500 a year with a raise to $35,000 after I reach 150 credit hours and then a bump to $40,000 after I pass the CPA exam. Okay, they're giving you some incentive. I think they lowballed the fuck out of me. Maybe, but we'll see. The alternative to accepting the job and starting to work early is going to the University of Alabama in the fall of 2016 to get a Master's of Accountancy. This would be a launching pad for my career to get into a Big Four job and start out at around $50,000 a year versus the $32,500. However, I'm not sure if I would enjoy my life working at a Big Four firm and living in a large city. You won't. I'm afraid to turn down the CPA job, the small CPA firm job down, because job offerings in this area are hard to come by. I'm also afraid to get a master's in accounting and work Big Four making more money because I would probably hate my fucking life. Yeah, you will. I really need an asshole to give me some advice. Well, I am going to be that asshole for you. So, now you didn't state which area of accounting you're interested in, whether it was tax or audit, and you didn't really say anything about your long-term goals, you know, if you wanted to become a CFO or if you wanted to just start your own practice someday. The good news is my primary point here is that it doesn't matter because I'm going to have the same answer, and that is you have to get your CPA license as soon as possible. Now, if you've been following Clary's blog for a while, he's probably talked about progressive credentialism quite a bit. And if you're in the accounting field, that is what we are. We are the prominent progressive credentialist field. You need a master's, but like I was saying, you need that license. You need those 3 letters, the CPA behind your name, in order to really be able to progress in the field. So it's absolutely critical. I did just a very quick bit of research about Alabama CPA requirements just so I could make sure they're different in every state. It is a 2-tier state, meaning you have to have 150 college credit hours to qualify to sit for the exam, and then once you pass the exams, you get the certificate. That's tier 1, And then you have to have work experience requirements, which is tier 2. And in this case, for Alabama, you need 1 year of public accounting experience or 2 years in industry, government, small CPA, basically the offer that you have on the table. So, with that said, we need you to get your CPA as soon as possible, and we need it to be done as cheaply as possible. So, let's go through your 2 options here. You have the small town industry job that pays $32K, so it's not that great. On the plus side, you'll have a job, you'll be getting paid, you'll be getting industry experience, and you will have relatively consistent hours. It'll be a 9 to 5 job, maybe some overtime at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter, but it won't be like public accounting, so you're right about that. Now, there's some downsides to this job that you need to know about. You're going to be doing some really mundane work, just like all entry-level accounting jobs. I'm talking about journal entries, reconciliations, special projects, which tend to be really, really, really mundane. Putting together reports for senior managers or executives, and they aren't even going to read them, so it'll be pretty boring at times, but it will be low stress. Now, it did sound like they offered you some financial incentives to meet those goals, to get your credit hours and get the CPA, but I didn't see anything in there about them actually helping you out with those, whether it's through paying for some course materials or anything like that. I didn't see anything there. And there's a reason I'm mentioning this, and I'll get to that in a second. Now, your second option is to get your master's and then work for the Big Four. You already know about the cons behind this, but I'll go over some really quick. You'll be in school for another year. You're probably chomping at the bit to get out and start working after being there for the last 4 years. I know I was. So there's that. And you already know about the lifestyle and the hours. It seemed that way from your email. It sucks. You're considered fresh meat. The people that are above you are going to think that they own you. During busy season, which it varies, but it's generally January through March and April, and then, in the fall, July, August, September, with the corporate audit and tax deadlines, we're talking 65 to 70-hour work weeks, oftentimes more, weekend work, and you're going to feel like a rat in a cage surrounded by other prisoners. It's not going to be fun. You're likely going to have some managers, whatever, on certain engagements that are probably about 2 years older than you, seniors. And they're going to be total type A power trip assholes. They're going to treat you like shit because they were put through hell, so they're going to try to put you through hell most of the time. So you need to be aware of that. Your health is going to take a toll. You're going to gain weight. You're probably going to get depressed. If you have a girlfriend, she'll probably break up with you. These are indeed the cons. You're right that it's a pretty shitty way to live. But one thing we haven't discussed yet, which I think is very important, is that there's some pros to this. There's a lot of pros if you go this route. So the first one is that you're going to have full-time employment while you'll have already gotten your master's. You've already got, remember, to sit for the exam in Alabama, you'll have that 150 requirement done already. So that's good if you go this route. You get your master's and go to public accounting. Now, you've only heard the horror stories about busy season, but what they haven't told you is that it can actually be very, very dead when it's not busy season. Not all the time, but I remember when I was there, a lot of times we didn't even have to come into the office after busy season. When it was dead, they left us alone to study for our exams, to take our exams, really just to sit and dick around. If you're not on a project, you're not on a project. So that's the first thing you have to know. You could actually get paid to study and take this exam. And it gets even better. CPA exam is really, really, really expensive. The study materials, Becker, I think it's about $5,000 now. It may even be more for all that material. And the exams themselves, hell, I think they're actually about $200, maybe $300 a pop for each one. And there's 4 of them. Well, guess what? Big Four, they cover all of this for you. They're going to pay for it. That's a huge perk if you think about it. They may put you through hell, but they're actually going to submit this material to you for free. And at least when I went through this, you only had to stay with the firm for a year. And if you left before a year, they would take it back. But I'm not even sure that's a requirement anymore. So they would give you this material, you have it, and you have downtime to study for it. Not only that, but remember the experience requirement? You only have to work for 1 year in public accounting to actually meet the Tier 2 requirement to get your CPA license. So ideally, you work for public accounting, you go through hell, it sucks during busy season, but then you have downtime. They're giving you the materials, you study, you take the exam, you go through one more busy season, maybe 1 or 2 more busy seasons to round out the year. And if you really can't stand it, well, you've probably passed your CPA exam, you got the materials for free, you've met the work experience requirement. You could just leave. And it has the added benefit of, it means a lot to have Big Four experience on your resume. I mean, it really is a big deal. It's just like the gold standard for this guy knows what he's doing. So you really need to think about that. Now, having talked about all this for you, I would say if it were me doing it all over again, I would get my master's, get that out of the way, and then go the public accounting route. Yes, it's going to be hell. It's going to suck. There's going to be days where you're so depressed and you're so miserable, you're going to wonder what the fuck you were thinking. But, I mean, think about what I was talking about earlier. You have to get this CPA license. You need to get those letters behind your name. You want to get it as soon as possible for as cheaply as possible. And this is how you do it. So that would be my advice. You could go the safe route, but you're going to be going to school part-time. You're going to be getting paid less. You're not going to be able to study at work during downtime. And frankly, you're just going to be bored. So those are my thoughts on it, and I think you should go the public accounting route. And best of luck, you, and toodles, I believe is what I'm supposed to say.